The final heat of the Grand Prix in boat racing, the Gold Cup for unlimited hydroplane. Atlas II, Miss Madison, Pay and Pack, Town Club, Budweiser, the starting clock. As it blacks out completely, here they come. It is a good start.
And Atlas Van Lines breaks on top heading into that first corner, Keith. It looks to me like the field as it moves down into that first corner is really moving. Well, this is the one where you let it all hang out. You turn out everything you've got and you hope for the best because the points aren't that well distributed. You've got two strong boats with Atlas and the Madison with over 1,000 points, but here you've got the two strongest boats with the most points battling for first place, and Atlas comes off the corner first.
Atlas II with young 23-year-old Terry Sterrett in his second year of driving the big boats. Leads coming off the first turn. Madison is second, and you know who they're rooting for. Madison on the inside, moving up in a hurry on the back straightaway. Jim McCormick pushing it, coming off the turn. He has the lead. So Jim McCormick in the lighter and perhaps more maneuverable Miss Madison grabs the lead. Terry Sterrett and Atlas II is on the outside. And Bill, I think it should be noted here that the Atlas II is a heavier boat.
About 1,000 pounds heavier, I think, Keith. And Jim McCormick handled that beautifully, accelerating from 90 to 120 miles an hour, faster than anybody in racing today. And even though Terry came down the back chute, really smoking into that cut corner, he isn't able to stay with Jim McCormick coming off the corner and move down the front chute as Jim moves the Miss Madison at this point.
And as the Madison runs along in front of the Atlas, you can cut the anticipation of this big crowd. I won't say everybody on shore is rooting for Miss Madison, but I'll guarantee you the bulk of them are. Jim McCormick running straight at you, 37-year-old. He's been around boat racing a long time. He's from Owensboro, Kentucky. He has never won a major unlimited hydroplane race. And setting the field, Miss Madison has a substantial lead, running in second place. Atlas Van Lines with Terry Sterrett. In third place, Miss Budweiser with Dean Chenoweth. In fourth place, Pay and Pack Billy Shoemaker. In fifth place, Town Club Fred Alter. The Ohio River, very flat, very little current because a series of hydroelectric dams have been built, slowing down the current, and the running conditions right now are very good. And the running condition of Miss Madison, the lead boat, is very good as Jim McCormick has the field on his hip. He's running a little better than 102 miles an hour, so he is not in a position of coasting around, waiting for somebody to break down. He has just simply taken the field by the horns, and he's given them a good shaking right now.
Nobody wants to deny the fact that the Miss Madison has been one of the most consistent performers all year long. They haven't been able to put a win together, but they've had people like the Atlas Van Lines here with Terry Sterrett just chasing them all over the United States, and McCormick with his consistencies plus determination after 10 years, I think it's going to be awfully tough to beat for the balance of this heat. In the meantime, Terry, he's a young guy. This is just the second event that he's driven this boat in, and I just think he's handled it beautifully all day long.
Certainly has. And also noting the point totals, the point leaders are Atlas II with 1,100 going into this final heat. Madison had 1,000. The other three boats in it in the five-boat field over the 2.5-mile course can only hope that something happens to the two leaders, Pay and Pack, Town Club, and Budweiser. Right now, Madison continues to skim along. Very little cavitation in the turns as McCormick continues. And I said a moment ago, Bill, he has the field on his hip. Perhaps you could clarify that a little bit.
Well, of course, the boat is 30 foot long, and he's got a rooster tail back there about 150 feet, and as you can see, the water coming up off the Atlas Van Lines here, Terry, it's not a weapon, but it goes back a long way, and you can keep the balance of the field. You always to port, or starboard.
As Dean Chenoweth driving Miss Budweiser. Budweiser won it 1969, 1970. It looks grim for a chance to repeat. Here's one of the coming young drivers, Billy Shoemaker, in the Pay and Pack. The boat has run quite well here today, but he is running fourth right now. And in fifth spot is Fred Alter, and his boat, the Town Club, has been altered, as you can see. No tail on it, but Fred Alter drive a barrel if you put an engine on it. Can be tough.
And Keith, here's where reliability becomes a factor. Everybody has established a position on the race course. We've got a lot of racing yet to go, and yet, can we stay glued together? Can we keep these machines moving at 4,000 revolutions per minute? Tremendous cockpit temperature, probably around 150 to 160 degrees. Every driver here will probably lose 5 to 8 pounds this afternoon. So try and live in a lane that is strategically sound enough that you can live with it, but maybe we'll break somebody else and move you up one slot.
Now, in the position that Jim McCormick enjoys right now, well out in front, it is a position every man would like to have, because at this moment, he has no pressure other than keeping his equipment alive.
And, of course, the Allison is a critical engine, and the Rolls is a strong engine. The Rolls has a reputation for maybe a little more power at certain revolutions per minute. But on the other hand, they've had dependability here that is absolutely phenomenal.
Now, if he can keep it alive and bring it down to get the checkered flag, this countryside will burst with enthusiasm, because this is a community-owned boat, as we have pointed out. It is a boat that has not won a race since it won the Dixie Cup in 1965 with Buddy Byers driving. It won another smaller race in Seattle in 1961. 37-year-old Jim McCormick has never won a major unlimited hydroplane race. It is not a nickel and dime operation, but it is an operation that is supported by the men who live, work, and love Madison, Indiana. And they love this boat. The checkered flag is out. The crowd is on its feet. And here's the finish of the Gold Cup race, and Miss Madison has won it. In second place, Atlas Van Lines 2, Terry Sterrett driving. In third place, in the final heat, the Budweiser, Dean Chanewitt driving it. And in fourth, Billy Shoemaker. And the Pride of Pay and Pack, owned by Dave Herensberger. And Fred Alter in the Town Club finishes in fifth. Well, in the background, I think you can hear how these people feel about what has happened in front of them this afternoon as their boat has won the Gold Cup race. We'll be back to sample and enjoy some of this fun and happiness in just a moment. Well, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. There's one right there. Jim McCormick's wife, Bonnie. The crew, the crowd, the town. They couldn't be happier. Miss Madison wins the Gold Cup at home. Tony Steinhardt, the manager of the Miss Madison crew, first on the boat.
Thank you, Keith, very much. I can't hardly believe it.
You never won one, and you won the big one in front of the hometown.
And this is the only one we've really been aiming for many, many years.
You guys were kind of sitting quietly here, just watching everybody else go out there and chunk away, and suddenly here you are in the driver's seat, and you took it the right way.
Well, they put it in there. They went over the engine the last heat, and they said it's ready to go. Let's let it all hang out. We'll either win it or blow. Oh, Keith, you can't believe how happy we are, really.
I bet you are. I bet you are. Bless your heart.
Celebrate with them.
We are going to celebrate.
Attaboy. Jim McCormick, the winner of the Gold Cup.
Oh,
Hey, how about that?
Well, I guess, Bill Muncie, this should prove to be an inspiration to any community, anywhere that would like to have an unlimited hydroplane race. Madison, Indiana has proven that you can have it and you can succeed with it.
How many times have I heard, Keith, the mountain's there, it's very big, why do we climb it, and all that kind of thing? Why do we drive unlimited hydroplanes on the Ohio River in a Gold Cup? Here it is, a typical example, only because it's just a great experience to win.
Never won a race for 5 years, and he picked the Gold Cup at home. How about that?
That's the way to do it.
And it sets in motion what surely will be the biggest celebration that Madison, Indiana has ever had. The final standings, Miss Madison wins at Atlas Van Lines is second, Pay and Pack third, Miss Budweiser 4, and Town Club 5th. The executive producer of ABC's Wide World of Sports is Roone Arledge. Gold Cup hydroplane race produced by Ned Steckel, directed by Don Ohlmeyer. International cross-country motocross motorcycle race produced and directed by Andy Sedaris. Production coordinator for ABC's Wide World of Sports is Dennis Lewis. Program administrator, John Martin. Be sure to join us next Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports for the Calgary Stampede Rodeo, along with the National Air Races. And now this is Keith Jackson, along with Bill Muncie, saying so long from Madison, Indiana. Air travel arranged through and promotional fee paid by American Airlines. American has more 747s flying to more places in the United States than any other airline. It's good to know you're on American. Today's program, pre-recorded.